The following presentation was developed as a reference tool for evidence technicians and custodians throughout the state of Oregon to assist with the submission and request process associated with blood toxicology. This presentation covers a variety of topics, including historical information, a review of the current services provided by the laboratory, as well as a review of the important timelines, how to order kits, submission rules, how to maintain samples, and document all of the requirements, as well as several case scenarios to assist you with making the appropriate decisions when submitting samples to the laboratory. The Forensic Services Division of the Oregon State Police has provided post-mortem blood toxicology testing to the Oregon State Medical Examiner since 2008. Over the last 10 years, antemortem blood toxicology has been outsourced to NMS laboratories utilizing ODOT grant funding, which has been managed by the state DRE coordinator. In December of 2021, the toxicology team began to evaluate new methodologies that allowed them to consolidate various testing schemes to try and increase efficiency for the team while maintaining a high level of quality analytical work. In December of 2023, a new methodology was implemented on postmortem cases and decreased analytical turnaround time by as much as 50%. The methods were assessed and found to be compliant with ANAB and ISO standards in May of 2024, ultimately allowing the team to begin antemortem blood toxicology testing. The following slide is a review of the current services provided by the Oregon State Police Forensic Services Division. In addition, it lists the new service being implemented on October 1st, 2024. Please note that post-mortem toxicology is reserved for the state medical examiner and allows for testing of blood samples for volatiles and drugs. This service is only available in our Portland laboratory. Urine toxicology, specifically testing urine for drugs, is available to all law enforcement agencies, and the testing is available in our Portland laboratory. In contrast, blood volatiles, or testing for blood alcohol, is available in our Springfield laboratory and is available to all law enforcement agencies now. Beginning October 1st of 2024, drugs and blood testing will become available to all law enforcement agencies through our Portland laboratory. It's anticipated that analytical turnaround time will be approximately 30 days. The new blood toxicology program utilizes screening techniques that allows the team to see a large variety of drugs. These two columns help demonstrate some of the most common drugs observed in casework in Oregon. Please be aware of the following timelines during this transition. First, agencies should cease sending samples on September 1st, 2024 to NMS. All samples should be refrigerated in a secure location at the agency. The State DRE Coordinator and the Forensic Services Division will help coordinate any fatal motor vehicle accidents that require immediate toxicology testing on a case-by-case basis during the month of September. If you need assistance for this type of case, please contact either the State DRE Coordinator or the Portland Forensics Lab. Beginning October 1st, 2024, blood toxicology testing will be implemented by the Portland Forensic Laboratory. Agencies may begin submitting samples, but will be limited to up to 5 cases per month between October 1st and December 31st, 2024. As of January 1st, 2025, agencies may submit samples as needed and are no longer limited to 5. Both blood and urine collection kits are available for ordering through the OSP stockroom. You'll notice that ordering supplies is available on the Forensic Services Division page. Please note that we do not want agencies stockpiling these kits, and they should only order a 30-day supply. These supplies need to be available to all law enforcement agencies in the state. Please be sure to plan ahead, as our stockroom does need at least 45 days lead time to submit orders to the vendor. As noted previously, between October 1st, 2024 and December 31st of 2024, agencies are limited up to 5 cases per month for blood toxicology testing. Please be sure that you prioritize submissions as follows. Priority 1 should include motor vehicle fatal or injury crashes, as well as officer-involved shootings. Priority 2 should be any samples that were collected in September and are awaiting analysis. Third priority should be all other cases, including DUIs. Please note that exceptions can be made for motor vehicle fatal or injury requests if you have already submitted 5 cases within the month by calling the Portland Forensic Laboratory. Beginning January 1st, 2025, agencies may submit samples as needed and will no longer be limited to 5 cases per month. Please keep the additional following submission rules in mind. The lab will not analyze blood from the same subject if a urine specimen has already been analyzed. There is an exception for drug-facilitated sexual assault cases. If both exigent and warrant blood draws are collected from the same subject, submit both for analysis. The Oregon State Police Forensic Services Division will not retest samples previously submitted and tested by NMS, nor will we provide testimony support for samples tested by NMS. For questions regarding testimony by NMS, please contact Sergeant Ryan Clark, the State DRE Coordinator. These submission rules are very important because they help to ensure that staff in our front office as well as the toxicology team will not be overwhelmed. It will also help to ensure that equal service is provided to all agencies in Oregon. It will also prevent a backlog and extended wait times and ensure that adequate storage space will be available here in the laboratory. Please be sure that any blood samples are refrigerated and not frozen. Any tubes collected should be secured and sealed in the blood kits provided by the OSP stockroom. If you will be shipping blood samples to the laboratory via a common courier, please help to prevent damage by ensuring appropriate packaging as well as ice packs that are included in the box. It is strongly recommended that agencies only ship Monday through Wednesday so that packages can be received during normal business hours and do not sit unrefrigerated over the weekend, especially during summer months. Also, please be mindful of state holidays. Blood toxicology analysis can be requested using a new Request for Services form, or the Form 49. This form is available on the Oregon State Police Forensic Services Division webpage. The newest Form 49 has the additional 2 services listed here: toxicology blood analysis, which is a request to test blood for drugs only. We have also added blood volatiles and tox analysis request type. This request should be reserved for blood specimens in which both blood volatile and drug testing is being requested. You can ensure that you're using the most current version of the Form 49 by utilizing the forms off of the web page and ensuring that the revision number on the bottom right corner is the most current date. The following is an example of the bottom portion of the Request for Services form. You'll note that we require you to fill out an agency exhibit as well as include a description of the evidence. Please select the most appropriate service being requested. Here is an example of toxicology blood analysis, which should be utilized if you are submitting blood specimens that you would like tested for drugs. If you would like a sample only tested for blood volatiles or blood alcohol, please select the following service type, Blood Volatiles Analysis, from the drop-down Requested Services column on the Form 49. If you would like to request both blood volatiles and drug testing on a single blood specimen, please select the following request service type, blood volatiles and tox analysis. The next few slides are case scenarios in order to assist you with making appropriate decisions about how to submit a blood sample for testing. Please note that the blood toxicology service will only be available beginning October 1st, 2024. If an officer requires blood testing prior to the October 1st implementation date, please call or email the State DRE Coordinator, Sergeant Ryan Clark, or the Forensic Laboratory. Please do not submit a sample to Portland until you have been explicitly directed to do so. All other scenarios presented here assume that the October 1st implementation date has passed. If an officer wants blood tested for alcohol, evidence custodians should ensure that the blood tubes are properly packaged in an evidence box and sealed. Please ensure that the Form 49 is completely filled out and all requests are legible. They should request blood volatiles from the drop-down menu on the Request column of the Form 49. If you choose to handwrite a request, here are some examples. Test blood for alcohol or blood alcohol testing. These samples should be sent directly to our Springfield laboratory. If a blood sample is collected and an officer would like the blood tested for controlled substances only, the custodian should be sure to fill out the Form 49 completely and properly seal the box. The request type should be Toxicology Blood Analysis from the drop-down menu. Acceptable examples of handwritten requests include test blood for drugs or test blood for prescriptions. Please be sure to send these requests directly to our Portland laboratory. If an officer wants blood tested for controlled substances and alcohol, custodians should be sure to select Toxicology Blood Analysis and Blood Volatiles from the Request drop-down menu on the Form 49. They can also handwrite the request as follows: test blood for drugs and alcohol, test blood for prescriptions and alcohol. Please be sure that if you include a handwritten request, it is legible. These types of requests should be sent directly to our Portland laboratory. If an officer only requests alcohol testing initially, the sample should be sent to our Springfield laboratory. If at a later date the officer would like the blood tested for drugs as well, evidence custodians should resubmit the item directly to the Portland laboratory. The request type on the second submission should be Toxicology Blood Analysis. Please ensure that no barcodes or other markings are obscured prior to the resubmission. It is important that during this period, all samples are properly stored so that we can prevent any impact to the testing. If an officer is investigating a possible drug-facilitated sexual assault, a urine sample should be collected from the victim for testing. In order to request this type of service, custodians should select Toxicology Urine Analysis from the drop-down request menu on the Form 49. The request should be sent directly to our Portland laboratory. In order to assist our team, we ask that custodians please be aware of the following things. First, please ensure that Form 49s are complete, legible, and accurate to the service being requested. Incomplete Form 49s slow down the testing process and significantly decrease the lab's efficiency. Please ensure that all packages being submitted are sealed properly and that the description on the Form 49 accurately matches the case numbers and exhibit numbers on the submission box. Please ensure evidence is packaged and shipped properly, including an ice pack, and that while samples are waiting for testing, they're stored in a refrigerated and secured location. Please also help our team by ensuring that you respond in a timely manner if you receive a request from the Forensic Services Laboratory. In addition, it is incredibly important that you only request the service you really need. If alcohol analysis is all that you need in a specific case, please only request that service. Do not request drug testing if it is unnecessary. As a final summary of the presentation today, please note that all blood volatile requests should be sent directly to the Springfield laboratory. Please note that this service is available and is unaffected by the addition of blood toxicology analysis. Urine toxicology continues to be a service provided by the Portland Forensic Laboratory, and that service continues to be available to all law enforcement agencies. Testing blood for drugs will be available beginning October 1st, 2024, and will only be available in our Portland laboratory. If a single specimen needs to be tested for both drugs and blood volatiles, please submit this request directly to the Portland lab beginning October 1st. This final slide provides various resources to our customers. Please note that our team is always available to answer questions for you. We certainly hope that you will refer to our Forensic Services Division webpage for a variety of resources, including our blood draw kits as well as the urine kits, our forensic field guide to help you pick the appropriate services, and to understand how to package various evidence items. You'll also find the most current version of our Form 49 available in a fillable format on the website. In addition, any changes that are implemented by the Oregon State Police Forensic Services Division are usually communicated through a letter and posted on our webpage. If you have a case-specific question regarding blood toxicology, please contact Robert Jones, our program manager. His phone number and email address have been provided below.